Hello everyone, and welcome to this pick a card reading. This pick a card is about good news. So we want to know what good news is on the way for you. So no time frame here. It's basically, whenever the universe nudges you to watch is the appropriate time, I feel. So I have three lovely card stacks to pick from, 1, 2, and 3. I hope you took some time to meditate on the cards and pick whichever you feel led to the most, I guess. In addition to that, pick more than one if you feel led to. So it doesn't have to be just one. Sometimes people end up watching the whole thing the whole way through and find tidbits of messages in each card stack. So it's really whatever you feel led to do. So I'm going to start with stack number 1. I'm going to move 2 and 3 off to the side. I don't want to get them mixed up. So 3 is going to go at the bottom here. And I'm going to put number 2 way over there. Okay, so here's your stack number 1. And the way I have this set up is I have your little final oracle card upside down right here, and I'm just going to put that aside. Okay, so what do we have? What good news is on the way for you? All right, so you have from this fairy oracle, you have the fairy godmother. So revelation, discovery, an epiphany of some sort. So right away I'm getting the vibe that there's some kind of truth or some kind of revelation or news that will reveal something to you. Okay, so if you've been waiting for something, if you've been waiting to have clarity on a situation, okay, this fairy godmother is going to bring that for you. All right, so it says discovery. So things that are hidden will be hidden no longer. All right, that's what I'm getting from this. So it's all about truth, clarity, discovery, understanding, something being revealed to you. So the good news is that something's going to be shown to you, something's going to be revealed. It says epiphany here, so right away I'm thinking like an epiphany moment, right? Having a sudden understanding about a situation that maybe you didn't have before. Kind of like that epiphany of the Ace of Swords moment, you know? It's like a light bulb goes off in your head and finally everything starts to make sense. And when you're in the thick of a situation, you don't really have the full scope of what you're experiencing. Those epiphany moments are like a light in the dark. Okay, so they can come to you in a very shocking way and sometimes can reveal a blessing. So I'm always thankful for those moments, especially when I feel a little lost, to finally have a sudden revelation and understanding of my situation. Okay, and consider that if there's some kind of revelation and truth that is to be revealed, the truth will set you free. So the truth has a way of exposing things, right, and showing us things that we didn't know before. And that is actually liberating in a sense that when we know what we need to know, then we can move forward properly. Then we can step forward authentically, right? So the truth is necessary sometimes. Otherwise, we can, nobody wants to live a lie. Nobody wants to live inauthentically. So considering it's Gemini season right now, it makes sense that this would show up the way it does, okay? So we have Phoenix, be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. So this is good news. This is saying whatever this news is, okay, it's going to reveal truth. It's going to show you truth, and it's going to allow you now to have your rebirth moment. So whatever crisis or trauma or past situation you've recently experienced, you're rising above that. You're coming out of that now. I want to say I'm hearing discovering who you are. You're finally discovering who you really are and what you stand for. And that is good news to me, because if anything, this Phoenix is showing an evolution, right? It's showing an evolution. And you have another thing I'm seeing is burning away the old. The truth is going to help you burn away the old, burn away what no longer serves you, is what I'm also hearing from this. Okay. And you have this beautiful beauty card, and there's this, I don't know if you can see that. There's this lovely little lotus there, all right? And a lotus is a very important symbol as far as the way it grows, right? A lotus grows in mud, and it goes through the struggle of the muddy bottom, right, of a water source, let's say. So it grows from the muddy bottom and struggles through the waters, right? It struggles through the water in order to find the sunlight and reach the surface, right? So if you think about water, how water is like emotion, right? You're like navigating through your emotions, you're fighting the current in a way as that lotus flower, like the pit, the despair, the mud, right? And you're rising through that. You're alchemizing your emotions in the way that you feel through that water, and then finally you see the light above you and you're right there. So I kind of see this and the lotus very symbolic of each other in a sense. They are forged in the most, like the phoenix is forged in fire, and the lotus is grown from a very difficult environment, considering this gorgeous flower, all it went through to get to the top of that surface of the water, right? It wasn't an easy journey to get to the surface of the water and reach the sun, to reach its enlightenment, but it did. So when you look at a lotus, you kind of, most of us look at it and take it for granted, I guess the struggle that it got to get there, right? The struggle that it took to get there and reach the surface. So when I see this card, I see, I guess what's most important to me is the flower and the phases of a journey in order to get to and become this glorious flower. And if you look at her here, she has this halo around her head. It is symbolic of enlightenment, okay? But the card itself does speak of beauty. It speaks of inner beauty, and who you are on the inside, and what you've been through and gone through, what your story is, what your journey is to make you who you are right now. So I look at this and say, you're a beautiful soul because you've achieved so much, you've been through so much, you've experienced so much. Your resilience is illuminating, okay? You burn bright like that phoenix. All right, and you've overcome much like the lotus to get to the surface, to find your inner light. Right? So the good news to me is that your truth, you're living your truth, you're living your authenticity right now. Whatever situation that you've burned away with this phoenix, that could be anything, okay? Any struggle, strife, challenge, obstacle. I think you've discovered yourself through this journey. You've become a beautiful soul. You've had truth revealed to you in a way that has shown you what you need to do, right? And how to move forward. And the phoenix definitely has shed that old skin. Okay? So you have this beautiful little, look at that, enjoy the journey. This beautiful little wandering path. And this, this is adorable because I'm going to go back to this fairy godmother card. I'm going to put these over here because I'm into this right now. She speaks of discovery. And you have this compass and a map. So yeah, like I said, you discovered yourself. You're on a new journey, I think. You're appreciating the journey now. You see the journey for what it is, what it was, what it wasn't. Right? And this clever little fox, like, I appreciate the fox because it's an instinctual animal, yet at the same time, it knows what it needs to do in order to achieve an end goal, right? There's a certain kind of like tenacity about the fox that I appreciate, and the fact that it's not an animal that really gives up, okay? It's one of those where it will do what it needs to do. And I've seen this, and I've heard stories, where the fox will come in and like steal some chickens from somebody's coop, okay? But you got to consider what struggle was that fox going through at the moment that required him to hunt by any means necessary to feed her family, right? So it's clever, it's smart, it's intellect. And I feel like you're smart. I feel like you're clever. I feel like you'll do what you need to do to get the job done and to be the best version of yourself. And you're willing to explore and enjoy the journey. You realize now that the lessons that you learned from trauma, from crisis, whatever truth has been revealed, whatever lessons you learned from that revelation has just brought you to this place where now you can look at the journey and just look back on it in awe of yourself. And I want to say almost like be proud of where you've gotten, be proud of where you've been and where you are right now. Okay. You have the Five of Cups. So I guess the Five of Cups and the Phoenix are kind of talking to me in a sense where, there's loss here. Absolutely. It might have been a breakup, a relationship situation because it's cups, some kind of disappointment, some kind of letdown. But the Phoenix is talking to me with this Five of Cups because it says renewal, rebirth after a period of crisis. Here's the crisis right here. She lost all these cups. She spilled all the wine. It's like she can't get it back. It's already done and over with. There's nothing she could change. There's nothing you could change about the past, right? What's done is done. But then you learned from it. You learned from that situation. You can't fix what was lost, right? But look at everything back here to be thankful for, right? There's still some things to celebrate. Again, I was talking about water with the lotus, and here's an ocean. Right? There's a little bit of a theme there as far as the water, but I feel like the crisis was in the Five of Cups. Whatever was lost, whatever disappointed you, whatever you feel like slipped through your fingers in some way, that is what you're healing from. That is what you've overcome. And now you can look back on the journey and see it for what it was and just appreciate all that you've accomplished up until this point and how resilient you've been. Now you have the Queen of Swords, so you could be, again, we're in Gemini season, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is a beautiful card, by the way. And again, more truth because she's holding the sword of truth in her hand. And, she's one of those queens that are one of the most resilient in the deck, right? She's a badass. Like, she has been through some things. Like, to me, it looks like she's sitting on the Iron Throne. If any of you Game of Thrones fans, right? But she's tough as nails. And I think that whatever you've overcome with this Phoenix energy, overcome with this Phoenix energy has made you take on this Queen of Swords energy. Again, the truth. She cuts through the truth of a matter, gets right down to the nitty gritty of it, takes no prisoners in a sense. So I look at her and I see this resilient woman, backbone of steel. She will always live authentically. She will always live her truth now moving forward, right? So I feel like this lesson, whatever it is that you've learned, it's taught you how to be true to yourself. And there's 6 stars back here. The 6 is a number of balance, right? So I look at this like you've managed to find balance within yourself as well. Not only are you smarter from the experience, but you're more balanced too, because it's taught you a lot. I'm looking at the Queen of Swords again and the Fairy Godmother. They're 2 energies of revealing truth. So again, I'm looking at this like the good news is that you know who you are. You've learned a really important lesson in life. It's taught you how to be resilient. The truth is revealed. The good news is you know where you stand. The good news is that you're on a path to healing and you should be proud of yourself. And you're on the right path too, because I get that from here. Enjoy the journey, okay? Enjoy this moving forward, because there's good things to come as a result of transmuting all of this, right? And you also have the transformation card here too. So that's very, I guess, synchronistic with the Phoenix here. All right, so let me get to the Ten of Wands, because that's important. To me, this is the baggage. I feel like you've let that go. Like you've released the baggage. So the good news is you don't have that burden anymore. Right? You don't have that burden of the past. You don't have that burden of not knowing anymore. Again, I get the vibe of you know where you stand. So no need to carry that heavy load anymore. Okay, you can lay that down. You can put down that yoke because you don't need that anymore. If anything, it's just going to weigh you down if you were to have continued to hold on to things that no longer serve you. Again, the truth has a way of cutting things out of your life and removing things from your life that no longer serve your authenticity, right? They won't help you live an authentic life. Could be a person, could be a situation, could be an environment, whatever the case may be, but it was weighing you down and you couldn't continue that way. Remember, once a 10 fleshes itself out, you go back to an ace, you start over. And I think that this Phoenix is renewed, okay? It's looking for a new beginning. It's looking for a fresh start. I think you've done that. You put down this baggage. You've released it. Has no place in your future now moving forward. So that's the good news too. You have other things to celebrate, right? You have other things to look forward to. And they're waiting for you right here. So you have the transformation. You are this butterfly, okay? This beautiful butterfly that has transformed, that has evolved, that has had a metamorphosis. Again, the Phoenix rising from the fire and renewed, restored. Okay? You'll hear me talk about, if you're familiar with my channel, you hear me talk about the metaphor of the butterfly. Like it's in this cocoon. It struggles to release itself from a cocoon. And you can't help, if you ever see a butterfly trying to push its way out of a cocoon, you can't help it. If you help it, it will weaken its wings. The struggle, right? The struggle is what actually gets the blood pumping to its wings. So if you ease the struggle, its wings won't be as strong, and then it won't be able to fly, and then it could perish. So this struggle has made you strong. It has made you this resilient, beautiful butterfly. Again, I'll go back to the lotus, where it's like we might look at a lotus and take it for granted because we don't realize what it went through to get there and become that beautiful flower. Again, we look at a butterfly, we might take it for granted because we don't really think about the struggle that it took to be this gorgeous creature, right? And I think that's you. So you have the mirror as well. And this is about your, I honestly feel like this is you sitting as a Queen of Swords, self-reflecting, looking back on your situation and saying, wow, holy cow, like I'm a tough person. I'm a strong person. Right? This mirror will look, you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, wow, I'm changed. I'm different. I'm transformed. I'm not the same person I once was, and I couldn't ever go back to being like that, even if I wanted to. The experience has changed you for the better. Okay, that's what I'm getting from this. So you should be really proud of your journey. I want to say enjoy it moving forward, because like the fox, he wants to explore. There's new things to explore. You got that little compass there. Which speaks of divine, to me, it speaks of like divine guidance and a really strong instinctual sense of direction, especially with the fox, right? So there's other things ahead of you to look forward to. The mirror, I could also see that as maybe if you had a struggle or a situation with another person, maybe you mirrored each other, right? Maybe you saw, again, you look in the mirror and you see things, you see the truth. You see a person and a situation for what it really is and who they really are. Maybe at one time you had a distorted image of them, but now you see them for who they really are, if that's the case, if this is a person. And if it is a person, like I said, it might be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. That could also be you. but I feel like you release the burden of the situation. You see it for what it really is now. You see your truth and you're living authentically. So that is good news. So let's see what your little final oracle card is all about. It says, interact with nature in the outdoors, around animals, farmlands, or by the ocean. This will be good for your soul and healing for you. I agree with that. I agree with that. Nature is a very healing energy. Again, if you're wandering around, make sure you find some time to wander in nature. Okay, get out there. Allow its energy to heal you, to restore you, to refresh you. Okay, Stack 1, this is your reading. If you feel it connects with you, please do let me know in the comment section. Again, I love hearing from everybody, and it helps me to know that, you know, whatever energy I'm picking up is, you know, is helpful to you, I guess, because I'm delivering the messages with what I get. Okay, so let me clean this up and I will get to stack number 2. Okay, I'm back. I had to shut the camera off just a second, rearrange my table because it looked like I had a lot of dust on there, and also put the flash back on because in the middle of the first reading it fell off, or not fell off, it just shut down. So let me grab stack number 2 here. Again, this little card is your final oracle card, and I will save that for last. So I'm just going to put that off to the side. All right, and my flash is still on, so that's good. All right, so you have the King of the Dark Wood Elves. Again, this reading is about what good news is on the way, right? So the King of the Darkwood Elves, this is about authority, credibility, status. And, you know, he is also a symbol of strength. He's also a male figure you could be dealing with as well. All right. So it does speak of personal power. He has a like emperor kind of quality to him where he stands in his power. He knows what he wants. He's able to make distinct and very solid, sound decision making. Okay. So I see him as maybe you standing in your personal power right now with a really strong sense of wisdom and a strong sense of direction. And if this isn't you, then this is maybe somebody who is able to provide insight or kind of like a mentor or some kind of guidance that could possibly help you with your decision making, okay? This card does speak of a very strong sense of self. So that's what I'm getting from that in regards to, you know, good news or what good news is coming your way. I feel like this is about some kind of decision and you having the wise discernment and the stability within yourself to do the right thing and make the right choice, right? So you have the angel card. It says you are guiding, am I reading that right? Your angels, I'm sorry. Your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. So if there is a decision to make, right, that's going to require you to stand in your personal power, know that you are protected and that your angels are watching out for you, your spirit guides, whatever you want to call them. They are looking out for your best interests and will help you in your discernment. Again, the flash went out, so I have no idea what's going on, but I'm not going to bother with it again. So I feel like there's something really important, okay? There's something really important that you could be pondering, that you could be questioning, that you could be having to make a decision on. But I feel like you'll be guided in the right direction with this card because it's so positive. So it's like almost like saying not to worry, right? The good news is you don't need to worry. You have a spiritual squad at your back. Okay? You really do. And you're being guided in the right direction. So I want to say with this card, trust yourself. All right? Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust what messages you're receiving, okay? If you get if you get messages intuitively or from, spirit guides or something like that, dreams even, okay? Trust that the synchronicities that you're receiving are actually helpful in your decision making, okay? They will help you in that decision making. So you're not alone, okay? You're not alone in this. You have this lovely little fertility card. She's so cute. This is about abundance, okay? This is about your prosperity. Whatever this decision that you need to make, okay, it is about growth, your prosperity, you being fruitful. It's about new beginnings. It's about new things taking place. So I feel like your decision, whatever decision you're making or going or about to make, it's to put you on this path. And you're not taking it lightly. I feel like this King of the Darkwood Elves, he's serious. Like, he's not playing around. So I feel like you're going to stand in your personal power. You're going to make a very strong choice. Based on divine guidance, I feel that is going to lead you to this abundance. I'm hearing like the need to stand in your personal power, and I guess a need to stand in your personal power in order to access the next level of your personal growth. Okay? I'm also looking at this like manifestation. So there's some kind of manifestation or something that's trying to bear fruit, something that's trying to grow, whether that be something external you've been working on or something internal, as far as spiritual growth. But whatever it is, this thing is ready to take off. And you've stood in your power and you've manifested this thing, and it's ready to bloom, it's ready to blossom, it's ready to come to fruition, it's ready to bear fruit. So that definitely is good news, especially if you've been working on something and you haven't like given up in any way. Okay, so yeah, this does speak of, like it says, impasse, reflect, and redirect your energy. Yeah, I'm going back to this this king here, because like I said, this sometimes speaks of decision making, right? Having that discernment and the authority to stand in your power and discern properly, like take no prisoners, right? And this impasse, this card here often speaks about like getting to a point where it's like you have to change course, like, because what you're doing right now is not working for you, right? Let's say, and it gets to a point where you have to do something different. You have to go a different way. Because if you look up ahead, there's a roadblock here, right? There's a roadblock there. And I feel like you've come to the realization that the way that you were doing things before just wasn't working. And you were strong enough to change direction, I feel, and make the decision to go a different way. And as a result of going a different way, you're reaching this moment of fertility, of growth, of expansion, of possibility, right? New things. But like I said, you didn't give up. Like, you didn't give up, and because you didn't give up, you're now finding this manifestation, okay? This thing that you wanted, or whatever it is that you've been striving for, it's now coming to fruition, and you're seeing it start to bear fruit. And if you haven't seen it bear fruit yet, it will. Okay, so think of, like, I don't know, she reminds me of the Empress in a way, where it's like, this thing is gestating in her belly, right? This baby, and it takes time. It takes time and patience to bring something to fruition. But nonetheless, when it's born, that could be a project, that could be anything. But when it's born, you're thrilled, because it took all your energy, your time, your effort to see it through. But I feel like something before wasn't working and you were forced to take a different path, and there was a very difficult decision, but you were guided divinely. And because you listened, right, to your own intuitive guidance, now you're seeing the fruit of that decision making. Like you're seeing the result of it. You redirected your energy. You put your time and energy into another, in another way, or you decided you were going to put it where it belonged instead. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Maybe you were investing your time and energy into the wrong things, into the wrong situations, into the wrong people, but your discernment was wise enough to realize that wasn't working for you anymore. And now because you switched it up, you changed your direction, now is when you're seeing the blessing, right? So that is good news. What else we have? Okay, yeah, look, we have the Six of Wands. So triumph, victory. Okay? I always look at this and say triumph over obstacles, because a lot of times in order to get the Six of Wands, you had to overcome something. Achievement, again, this card speaks of achievement. So you're achieving things now because you changed your direction. Like I said, there was something previously that just wasn't working out. It wasn't working out the way that you knew it had the potential to. And because you switched it up, because you decided to listen to your gut and do something different and find another way, this is why you have the Six of Wands now. So you're achieving things now. You're growing. You're prospering. No more blockages, I feel. I feel like those are gone. If there's a roadblock here in this card, the Six of Wands would come in to say that you've superseded it, you got over it, you overcome them. You also have the Fool, which does speak of new things, new adventures to be had, right? Optimism, happy energy in a sense that, the sky's the limit. You could achieve anything that you want to achieve now. You've gotten over the hump, in other words. You've gotten past the roadblock. The good news is that you're on a path to achieving your goals. And there's really nothing holding you back anymore. There's nothing keeping you from your dreams, your aspirations, your wishes, your goals, whatever it is that you want for your life. The Fool is all about taking risks. And I feel like maybe you had to take a risk in order to overcome something, in order to overcome a fear or an obstacle or a blockage. It's almost like you had to take the risk. You had to push fear aside and just do it. That's what I'm getting from this. And because you did that, because you pushed the fear aside, because you didn't let it hold you back anymore, because you were just listening to your internal voice, I feel that is why you are where you are right now, achieving things. And in a receptive state, I think, to achieve things. All the while being protected along the journey. Right? Being protected along the journey. So, wow, this is really cool. You have the Six of Wands and you have the Ace of Wands. Newfound inspiration. Creative spark. Okay? The good news is you're on fire. New doors are being opened to you. You have the Fool, 2 cards of new beginning. You have the Fool and you have the Ace of Wands. Like I said, the sky's the limit now. Opportunities abound. They're opening up to you. So whatever blockages you felt that you had in the previously, like whatever roadblocks you had that you felt were getting in the way of you achieving your goals, or what you wanted for your life, I feel like those are out the way now. I could also see this real quick as like you found a way to shift your mindset too. You found a way to shift your thoughts in order to now create the life you want. right? And because of that, you have these open doors now, the Fool and the Ace of Wands. So think of wands, fire sign energy, ambition, drive, motivation, creativity, inspiration, spirituality, right? Your divine spark. I feel like now you're learning how to use that and make it work for you. Your creative sparks, like you're burning with creativity, I feel. And you have all of this positive energy now surrounding your situation, which is really just creating the perfect environment for you to thrive and achieve things. And it's part of your personal power that has gotten you to this point where now here you are making the most of every situation and just really stepping into that power and seeing it actually come to fruition in your everyday life. Like the things that you want on a daily, like you're seeing how, your own sense of self and authority and how solid you are and who how solid you are in yourself, how that has really helped move things along as well. So some kind of new door being open to you is going to bring all of this abundance, triumph, success, opportunities. I feel like you removed some blockages. You're on the move because we have the travel card. Okay. Yeah, you're definitely on the move. This could literally be travel, like you could be traveling. Okay. You could have an opportunity that would have you travel. But I really do see this as you just being on the move now. You have this fire in you and under you that's pushing you along. And you're motivated now. And you're moving. You're moving forward with it. Like the blockages would normally hold you back, but those are gone now, so now you're able to move forward. You have the cat, which speaks of intuition. Okay? It can speak of luck, good or bad, but because you have all these gorgeous cards, I'm assuming this is good luck. Okay? Independence. Like I said, a strong sense of self. You've listened to your intuition, I think, with the cat energy, and you followed through with it. And because you listened, you've removed the blockages, you removed the obstacles, and now you're manifesting this new beginning. Good news is doors are opening up to you. But it's because you did the work, all right? So it's really all you. And fertility and abundance and prosperity and all this good stuff awaits you now. So good news is on the way, I feel. Something that will open the door for you. And whatever it is that you're trying to manifest and whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, an open door is coming your way. Okay, so let's see what we have. Declutter. See if I can get in on that. Okay. It says, declutter your life, let go of correspondence, objects, and people you no longer want. Whoa, that's harsh. Someone will hurt your feelings and reveal a new side of themselves that you may wish to avoid. I don't know, but this is kind of reminding me of the impasse, right? Because we have this blockage. Okay, we have this blockage. And oftentimes, yeah, there are things and people and situations that create these blockages in our life, and we got to knock down those walls or else they can really hold us back. So if this, this is talking about, I think, getting rid of things that hold you back in general. Removing things from your life that no longer serve you in order to make space for new things with the Fool and the Ace of Wands to come your way. So I think this is great. I think you've done that. You've done the decluttering or whatever it is. You got rid of the blockages. You got rid of the things holding you back. And now that you finally have, you're able to move forward, and you're in a better space and better situation altogether because you've done that work. So that's really good. So number 2, this is your reading. I hope it has helped provide some helpful messages to you. If it does, please let me know. I love reading the comments. It keeps me encouraged to continue what I'm doing here on this channel. So thank you very much. All right, I'm going to get on to stack number 3. Hold on one second. I'm struggling to pick up all these cards. All right. So, again, I'm sorry for the lighting. My flash went off again. So this little card here is your final oracle. I'm going to put that off to side number 3. And let's see what we have. All right. So we have the initiate. It says curiosity, open, warm. A lot of times this card, it does speak of risk-taking, taking a chance, okay? So you might be, I don't know, you might be putting yourself out there, learning new things. Taking risks, taking a chance. Sometimes, what is the saying? There's no reward without risk, or there's no reward without risk, or something like that. Risk and reward. I don't know. If you can think of the quote or the little saying, please let me know in the comment section. But in a sense, how do you know if you don't try, right? If you don't take a risk. The initiate, this card does speak of new things, okay? Being wide-eyed and having a curiosity for things. Learning. Lessons too. Lessons to be learned. But taking a chance and seeing what happens. Putting yourself out there and seeing what happens as a result of taking a chance or taking a risk. Others might look at you and say, oh, this is a little out of character for you. But it's like, how will you ever know if you don't try? That's what I'm hearing from this. Right? So you have the wish. Your heart's desire is ready to come true. Yeah, maybe because you took a risk. Right? Because you took a chance. There's curiosity. I know they say curiosity killed the cat, but I don't know if that's always the case. It's our wonder and our awe that, creates inspiration. We're curious about things. We want to learn. We want to explore. We want to find out, what else there is, what lies ahead. But I think your search, whatever it is you've been searching for, whatever it is that you've been curious about or learning, is actually opening things, because it says open here, opening the doors towards your wish fulfillment. So the good news is your wish fulfillment is on the way. Success, yes. Indeed. Okay, what more can I say about that? I mean, success, wish, fulfillment. Your success is around the corner. So whatever it is that you've been doing, whatever path you've been taking, fearlessly taking. I don't know, this is giving me Fool vibes, okay? And there's a little bit of fearlessness in the Fool. I mean, you take a leap of faith, you just got to throw yourself out there and see what happens, right? But there's no fear in that card, because fear is what holds you back. So I feel like you released fear. And now it's put you on the path towards your success, towards your wish fulfillment. So what has been on your heart? What wish have you held in your heart that you've been wanting? That could be anything. Where has your curiosity led you? What path has it led you on towards your wish fulfillment? Because that very path is what's leading you to your wish being granted, right? So success, okay, achieving things, getting what you want, having your wish granted, grounding, go deep, explore your roots. Yeah, I love this because she's taking a moment to like be with herself, right? To slow down, to get in touch with herself, to listen, to know what she wants, to know who she is, to take a moment and relax and, you know, not take anything for granted and remember what's important. Right? I feel like this is giving me, I don't know, like, because the water's there, I'm getting the vibe of like self-reflection, right? Solidifying yourself. And, you know, there's a confidence that comes from this, with this card, especially because in order to take a risk, in order to take a chance, you really have to be confident in who you are. And she's reading a book, and right away I'm thinking, you've done your own research. You know, you're taking a risk, but you've also done your research on the back end, right? Or if it's not about something external, you've gotten to know who you are and what you really want in life as a person, and now you're willing to take a risk because you have that confidence that you can do it, that you can achieve it, that you can succeed. And the tree symbolism, okay, of this card gives me a sense that, like, you know, roots run deep. And trees, you know, they bend, they're flexible so they don't break. You know, you have a strong wind. If it's too rigid, it will snap, you know, with a strong storm. But, you know, trees naturally sway. They have that flexibility. And I think that you're so confident and deeply rooted in who you are as an individual that you're confident enough to take the risk and not let fear make you snap under pressure, in a sense. But in other words, be flexible with the ups and downs of the journey. So I feel like this is you just being so solid in who you are, solid enough to take the risks towards your wish fulfillment. So I'm looking at this like you're on the right track. Okay? Wow, you have the Chariot and the Moon. The Chariot is all about harnessing your energy in order to go towards your success, right? Lucky number 7 of the Chariot. You know, you have these opposing forces within yourself, but it comes to a point where you have to find the middle ground, right? And once you do that, you can go towards towards whatever direction it is you want to go. You can't be torn, you can't be polarized within yourself, you can't be imbalanced, because you'll just run in place, right? The Chariot knows what it wants and it goes after it. It's very headstrong energy. This is also Cancer as well. If you're dealing with a Cancer, you are a Cancer. Or if you have that somewhere in your chart, you also have Pisces here with the moon. I'll get to that in a minute. But I'm looking at this Chariot like you're bent on achieving a goal. And you're not going to stop until you achieve that success that you're after. You're not going to give up, or you're not going to let anything distract you or deter you until you reach your wish fulfillment. You are that confident and grounded and solid in who you are and what you know and what you want, that the only outcome is your success. Okay, you're on the move. And you don't have time to look back. I feel like the decision is already made. That's what I'm hearing. And you're just pushing forward in the direction that you want to go. You have the moon again. Oh boy. Like I said, the confidence, right? The confidence that comes from this and taking a risk and being so solid in who you are and knowing who you are. You have in this card the moon. Look at this little black cat, right? Look at the way he sees himself. He's super confident. He sees himself as this huge black panther, right? He sees his potential. Things aren't always what they seem, right? In a sense, with the moon, there is a level of uncertainty. Again, I feel like you're so solid in who you are that you're willing to take the risk, even though you don't know what, lies ahead completely. Other people might tell you, this is out of character for you. Are you sure you want to do this? That kind of thing. How do you know it's going to work out? Like, that's what I'm hearing from this. But you're so solid in who you are. You're willing to take the risk anyway because you can't see any other outcome but what you want in the end. And, the moon energy is intuitive. So here you are listening to your intuition also. I really like this card because I feel like you're not letting doubt, insecurities, or fear, or the fear of the unknown keep you from your goal or keep you from achieving what you want. You're pushing boundaries and pushing doors and walking through them anyway. Because this is on the other side. Like, your wish fulfillment is on the other side. Your success is on the other side. And you're not going to stop until you arrive at your goal. Despite the unknown, you're still going in that direction anyway. You have the Seven of Wands. Again, I was getting the vibe that other people might tell you, are you sure you want to do this? Or how do you know it's going to work out? That's the vibe I get from this, because a lot of times with this card, the Seven of Wands, you have to stand up for yourself. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to stand your ground. Sometimes, fight people off. Sometimes I get like a naysaying vibe from this, because if other people are against you and you're having to like stand your ground and fight for what you want, other people could be throwing, I don't know, negative things at you, and you're having to like Wonder Woman, right? Boom, boom. Do that kind of thing with her little wrist shields. You're having to like dish it back out to them, is what I'm getting from the Seven of Wands. Because they don't know. They're not in your shoes, but and you're not backing down. Sometimes the Seven of Wands will speak of a fight. Like, fight for what you want, fight for love, fight for your success, fight for your dreams. Not give up. So the good news is that success is on the way and you're pushing toward it. You're opening doors for yourself. You're achieving things. You're not giving up. You're solid and grounded in who you are. You see your fullest potential. All right, you see it. You see what you're capable of. You know what you're capable of, despite what others may say. You have something coming your way. Your heart's desire. Wishes are coming true for you. That's the good news. So whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been striving towards, that is what's on the way. And it's because of the Seven of Wands. You didn't give up. You didn't back down. Okay. You have the Simplicity card and more moon energy, right? A crescent moon and a full moon here. So this simplicity, reads to me more like you kind of got to simplify your life. You kind of got to see what works and what doesn't. I'm hearing cut away. Cut something out, cut something away. Break it down to like the nitty-gritty of a situation. And if it just doesn't work, it doesn't work. Less is more. I don't know why with the Seven of Wands in this, I'm getting the vibe where it's like, if there's naysayers, you might have to simplify, right? By simply just getting rid of those who have no encouragement for you, okay? Or who don't want to encourage you. Because I'll give you an example. If you're sharing your dream with somebody and all they can come back with is, are you sure? And like all these negative things, they're not really lifting you up. They're not really putting positive thoughts and energy towards this thing you're trying to manifest. I don't know why I'm hearing like remove yourself, simplify. You might have to do it alone. You might have to do some things alone because I don't know why it is that like with the Seven of Wands, for whatever reason, I'm not feeling a lot of support coming from this. Not a lot of support from others towards your vision or your success or whatever it is that you want to do. I don't know. I almost like feel like with the Simplify card, it's like saying, get rid of what serves or get rid of what doesn't serve you. Keep what does, and anything else, like, it doesn't matter. If it's not aiding you, if it's not helping you, if it's not helping you achieve your goals, get rid of it. I know that sounds harsh, but if it's not helping you towards the end goal, some things have to be cut away. Right? Because this is about you now. You're on the road to success. That's the good news. You're on the road to success. You're achieving things. And you can't have people dishing out negative energy towards your vision or towards your goals or towards your situation when all you're trying to do is achieve things. So I'm hearing quality over quantity with this. All right, figure out what that means to you and apply that if necessary. Okay, and you have the shell, which speaks of tranquility. All right, shells live in the ocean, so peaceful energy, peace of mind. You're looking for peace of mind. Again, that Simplicity card is kind of reflecting that. Protecting yourself, protection, because if you think about like the clam, right? You have the clam inside the shell. If you ever see a clam at the beach, it looks like a little tongue sticking itself out of the shell. And then if you get too close, it like pops back in. and closes the shell real tight. So it is a card of protection, right? Withdraw, right? Closing up, or closing yourself off. So I feel like if there's a wish that you're trying to achieve or trying to bring to fruition, you're going to have to protect it. You're going to have to protect yourself, right? Don't reveal it. Don't share it with just anybody. You're going to have to protect the vision. Give yourself peace of mind. Keep it to yourself, I almost want to say, as much as possible, right? Until you achieve it. Then you can share it. But this is about you finding peace of mind in the midst of, this goal you're working towards. And if there's naysayers, you might have to protect yourself from that kind of energy as you manifest this wish fulfillment and this success. So the good news is you're on the way. You're on the way towards your success and your wish fulfillment because you are so solid in who you are. Whatever that wish fulfillment is, whatever that thing you're working on is, whatever goals you're trying to achieve, you're on your way there. But there's part of it that needs protecting. All right, that vision, part of that vision or part of those goals or whatever it is that you have on your heart that you want for yourself so bad, part of that has to be protected from others for now. And I'm getting that from these three cards, the shell, the simplicity, and the Seven of Wands. Okay? So let's see what we have for your final oracle, number 3. Wow. What does that say? Oh boy. Look at that. Personal riches, your success, your wish fulfillment. Small successes are likely now and bigger ones are on the way. Finances could improve dramatically, but avoid get-rich schemes. That's funny. Okay. So yeah, your success is already on the way. All right? Whatever that may be to you. Good news is that money, you might come into some money. Finances could be improving soon. Okay? It says small successes are likely now and bigger ones are on the way. So yeah, like you're working towards something and you're going to see small successes along the way. And then it's like, boom, the big finale, fireworks go off and here you are achieving the one thing you've been working on the entire time, right? You'll have little successes along the way, but it's like that big one is what you're striving for. And that's coming. So that's the good news. Your wish fulfillment, your success is on the way. Whatever it is you've been working on, I want to say, protect it along the way. Protect it from others if need be. Because it's special. Whatever this is, it seems really special. So yeah, you might come into some money as a result of this, whatever it is you're working on too. So number 3, this is your reading. I hope this has really helped you. If it connected for you, please do let me know. Feel free to connect with me on Twitter and on Instagram. And if you want to support my channel, check out my Etsy page. The link is in the description box below. I have personal readings there as well as some handmade crystal jewelry. I work with clay and I decorate the crystals in the clay. And you can wear it as a necklace. So much love and blessings to everybody watching. Again, I love to hear from everybody. So keep shining, everyone. Stay positive. And I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.